In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound, and many an hour sweet happiness I spent in that neat little town, till bad misfortune came o'er me and caused me to stray from the land. Far away from me friends and relations, me followed the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Well, I went out strolling one evening, not meaning to go very far, when I met a ficklesome damsel. She was plying her trade in the bar, when a watch she took from a customer and slipped it straight into me hand. And the law it came and arrested me. Bad luck to your black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. How you doing tonight? This morning before judge and jury, a trial I had to appear. And the judge, he says, me young fellow, the case against you is quite clear, and 7 long years is your sentence. You're going to Van Diemen's Land, far away from your friends and relations, and far from the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Hope you're singing along. So come all ye Johnny young fellows, I'll have you take warning from me. Whenever you're into the liquor, me lads, beware of the pretty colleen, for they'll fill you with whiskey and porter until you're not able to stand. And the very next thing that you know, me lads, you'll be off to go Van Diemen's Land. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Yes, her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Tonight we're doing a St. Paddy's Hangover Hangout. Hope you're joining us. Where have all the leaders gone? Long time passing. Where have all the leaders gone? Long time ago. Where have all the leaders gone? Gone to scandals, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the honest men gone? Long time passing. Where have all the honest men gone? Long time ago. Where have all the honest men gone? Gone to corruption, everyone. Oh, when will they ever learn? Oh, when will they ever learn? Where have all the moral voices gone? Long time passing. Where have all the moral voices gone? Long time ago. Where have all the moral voices gone? Gone to silence everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the principled hearts gone? Long time passing. Where have all the principled hearts gone? Long time ago. Where have all the principled hearts gone? Gone to compromise everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the ethical guides gone? Long time passing. Where have all the ethical guides gone? A long time ago. Where have all the ethical guides gone? Gone to obscurity, everyone. When will we ever learn? When will we ever learn? Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Live, the Hangover Hangout. Do my little news and a song every week, and so I kind of think about what's going on in the world and try to write a little song about it. For some reason, that song, the old "Where have all the people gone?" Is that what that song's called? The original title of it. Did a little switcheroo on that. I was sort of thinking, we're missing a lot from that. I think we used to have in our politics or in our world a lot more of, anyways, a lot of ethics and principles and good leaders and honest people. I think dishonesty's always been around since the beginning of time, but that sort of song just kind of popped up to me, so I threw it out there. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're doing our our final St. Patrick's Day Irish music show. We kind of got boxed in by St. Patrick's Day. It got a little bit just behind us. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. I hope you had a good one. I hope, obviously, if you're here, Where Have All the Flowers Gone? Thank you, Kathy. That was the name of that song, the original version of that. I hope you had a great St. Patrick's Day. I had a pretty low profile one. Didn't go too crazy. Had a little bit of corned beef and made some boxty. I don't know if you've ever had boxty. I saw a recipe for it. It sort of came up on my feed. Boxty is a Irish potato pancake. It's quite good, actually, and quite enjoyed them. So I had that instead of the boiled potatoes you typically have with corned beef. Instead of the boiled cabbage, had coleslaw. Made a nice coleslaw. But I hope you had a nice St. Patrick's Day, and maybe had a wee bit of the Guinness or something. But we're having a little hangout, a little bit quieter Irish music tonight than we did last week. We were doing less of the kind of the bar songs. Oh, there's a few of them you would obviously hear in a bar if you went to a St. Patrick's Day celebration of some sort. But we're doing ones that are a little bit more laid back. Some of the others as well. But and you're right, Kathy. This is the sixth St. Paddy's Day kind of event we've done. And if you're like Kathy, you've been here since the very beginning, or even if you haven't, if you go back and look in the archives of Tuesday Live, that was our very first Tuesday Live show, was Robbie O'Spoon, the birth of Robbie O'Spoon, and our St. Patrick's Day 2020, March 17th, 2020. So this is actually, yesterday marked 5 years that Tuesday Live's been on the air, more or less continuously. We've taken the last couple summers off, but we've been going at it for a while here and have a lot of fun with it. You know, I still enjoy doing this. It's sort of my little, it started as my pandemic kind of art project, and I've kept it going, and got a few folks out there I know who've been part of it on and off through the years, or been here for a while, like Danny, and certainly Stan McRae, and other folks who've been here for a long time, Kathy and Steve over in Elmira, and Jim and Lynn out in Vancouver Island, and my mom's been watching it, I think, pretty much the whole time as well. So I think we certainly appreciate everybody who tunes in, whether you're here for your first time or your I don't know how many times, 200 and something time. Before tonight I was going to go count the episodes, but I didn't get around to that, so I'll have to do that at another time, get caught up on where we are in the episode count, because we must be getting close to 250, I guess, if we've been doing it for 5 years. We haven't done 52, but we certainly did 52 shows for the first 2 or 3 years, and so we must be getting close to the 250 episode count. But who's counting? And we're having fun doing it. I'm having fun doing it, and I hope you're having fun in participating as well through the comments. And certainly let us know if you're out there where you're tuning in from. We always love to see folks checking in wherever they're coming in from. I know recently picked up a few new subscribers through YouTube, which is kind of fun. We've got some folks from, I'm not sure exactly where they're from, somewhere out in the world there, the bigger internet world. We certainly appreciate everybody that's here, and we hang out for about an hour every Tuesday night and play some tunes, and certainly welcome your requests at any time if you want to have moving forward, because I do, obviously I play a few songs over again. Haven't been all original songs through the whole show, but we do play a lot of different music, and it's given me an opportunity to check out some new tunes as well, and also helped develop my musical skills. I think I'm a better player now than I was when I started. It's like anything you do. I don't know what your passion is, but if you find some way to make sure that you do it on a regular basis, it certainly helps you get better at it, at least a little bit, incrementally. And it's been a slow. If you go back and look at some of those early shows, they're pretty rough around the edges. I mean, it's still pretty rough around the edges, to be honest. But having fun with it, and I do my stuff with the backdrops, although sometimes I keep them pretty simple. But we have a lot of fun here in the Tuesday Live studios with the Tuesday Live cast. But anyways, we've got a great show tonight. We're going to do some Irish tunes, a lot of ballads, and Robbie O'Spoon obviously going to play a big part. He's been part of the show since day one, and he's our resident Irish fellow, although he's looking a little rough when I saw him online a little earlier today. So we'll have to see how he goes. But let's take a look in the comments. I see some folks checking in, so let's see who's here tonight. And I saw we had there's top of the evening to all you lovely folk from over there in beautiful downtown Kitchener. Thanks, Kathy and Dwight for being here tonight, and Stan McRae down in the sunny Seaway Valley. I know they've had a bit of an issue down there in Long Sault. They had power outage through their water plant, so they're under a boil water advisory, which on the shores of the St. Lawrence River there, you hate to be boiling water, but I guess you got to be safe. I don't think there's any issues other than kind of precaution, but I hope things are getting better down there as far as their water goes. We got our good friend Danny Lamong Tang checking in from the Bruce, and Danny has been with us for a long time as well, a good fella, and a good fellow Montreal Canadiens fan too, so I'm particularly fond of him. and our newer friend, Wayne Walker from Cornwall, always enjoying the show. So thanks, Wayne, for checking in. And I see also Catherine checking in from down that way, from Long Sault. And Long Sault, that's my old hometown, Long Sault, a lovely spot down there along the St. Lawrence River. Stan McRae's down there as well, and lots of good folks. Oh, good. Stan says, yes, we have all good now. Cold, clear water. That's good to know. That's good water coming out there. My younger brother designed the water treatment plant in Long Sault. So we have a bit of responsibility for the quality of the water down there. Although I guess they don't have one of the problems. I guess the pressure drops when they lose power. That's what happened. They lose power. The pressure drops, and there's danger of infiltration of water into the system. We didn't have that problem in Long Sault when we had the water tower, but they took out the water tower. But apparently there's talk of building a new one. So who knows? What goes around comes around. And we're going around and coming around with Irish music tonight. So I better get moving here because we got a lot of tunes to jam in here. I know Robbie's doing more than one. I think he's doing wants to do 2 or 3 tonight. So let's kick it over to Robbie there. We've got Stan's picks tonight as well. Stan's got another set of picks and of his great nature images from down in Eastern Ontario. And I know he's certainly been seeing lots of stuff happening there as the spring sort of starting to break a bit. And we also have performances by Rob Dylan, who's still working on his Hard Rain's Gonna Fall project. And Neil Old as well will be joining us a little later as well. So let's kick it off and send it to Robbie O'Spoon from Dublin, Ontario, who's got a tune for us tonight. Take it away, Robbie.
Well, hello everybody out there in internet land. Robbie O'Spoon here in Dublin, Ontario, is having a grand old time. I know, trying to recover from yesterday's festivities. Hope you had a good St. Paddy's Day. You know, I got a wee bit into the Guinness, and then we got in a wee bit into the Irish whiskey, and well, can't remember much after that, but feel a little groggy this morning. Celebrating St. Patrick's Day, boy, you really do it heavy over here. We don't celebrate it quite as hard over there in Ireland. We just celebrate it all year round, really. But anyways, got a few songs for you. Rob asked me to play a few songs for this Hangover, Hangout, so we're all hungover and hanging out there. So anyways, here's a song. It's called The Galway Bay.
Maybe someday I'll go back again to Ireland. If my dear old wife would only pass away. She nearly has me heart broke with all her nagging. She's got a mouth as big as Galway Bay. See her drinking 16 pints of Molson Canadian. And then she can walk home without a sway. If the sea was beer instead of salty water, she would live and die in Galway Bay. See her drinking 16 pints of Guinness Porter. The barman says, I think it's time to go. She doesn't try to speak to him in Gaelic, but in a language that the clergy do not know. On her back she has tattooed a map of Ireland. And when she takes her bath on Saturday, she rubs the sunlight soap around by Claddagh, just to watch the suds flow down by Galway Bay. Very nice, Robbie. Galway Bay, the old Clancy Brothers tune. Maybe not super politically correct, but Robbie has never been politically correct, has he? But this is a song. This next song I'm going to play, you'll probably recognize it. It has a bit of history in Canadian-U.S. relations, which are certainly top of the news these days. And back, I think it was, I found this hard to believe. It was 1985, I believe. I looked it up. Was the year in Quebec City. They called it the Shamrock Summit between Brian Mulroney, our former Prime Minister of Irish descent, and Ronald Reagan, former U.S. President of Irish descent. And they broke into this song during the gala at the end of the Shamrock Summit. And that's sort of I think that kind of kicked off the whole free trade thing between Canada and the U.S. And now it appears the current president of the United States trying to kick it into the gutter. But anyways, let's hope saner heads prevail. There's a tear in your eye and I'm wondering why, for it never should be there at all. With such power in your smile, sure a stone you'd beguile, so there's never a teardrop should fall. with your sweet lilt and laughter, like some fairy song, and your eyes twinkle bright as can be. You should laugh all the while and all other times smile, and now smile a smile for me. Anybody know what song this is yet? Sing along if you know it. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away. Of course, if you go on YouTube to look that up, I went on YouTube and searched Brian Mulroney and Irish Eyes Are Smiling, and what came up was Brian Mulroney singing that song at Mar-a-Lago, of all places, with David Foster on piano a few years ago. Obviously, Brian Mulroney's passed away since, but so there's all sorts of cross connections there. I guess that fella didn't get the message when Brian went down there and sang it to him. But anyways, let's send it over to Willie wherever he is, parts unknown, and he may have a visitor with him to sing a tune. So take it away, Willie. Hey y'all, Willie here. Good to see you. Look who's here with me.
Hey, Willie.
On this St. Paddy's Day Hangover Hangout. We're nursing our hangovers from St. Patrick's Day.
Sure.
I think it's almost a bigger holiday down here in the States than it is in Ireland.
I think you're right, Willie.
But I don't think you drink that green beer, do you?
No, you drink the good dark stuff.
Well, let's do a song together, why don't we?
Yeah, let's.
This one's called The Streets of Laredo.
No, it's called The Bird of Armagh.
No, I think it's called The Streets of Laredo.
No, it's The Bird of Armagh.
Well, let's do them both together, see what happens.
Okay, let's try.
As I walked out in the streets of Laredo, as I walked out in Laredo one day, I spied a young cowboy wrapped all in white linen, wrapped in white linen as cold as the clay. I listened to the lay of a poor Irish harper, scorn not the strings in his old withered hands, but remember those fingers, they once could move sharper, to raise up the memory of his dear native land. Sure sound similar, don't they?
Do.
I'll beat the drums slowly and play the fife lowly, sing the death march as you carry me along. Take me to the valley, there lay the sod o'er me. I'm a young cowboy and I know I've done wrong. At a fair or a wake I would twist my shillelagh and trip through a jig with me brogues bound with straw. And all the pretty colleens around me assembled of their bold Phelim Brady, the Bard of Armagh. I see by your outfit that you are a cowboy. These words he did say as I boldly walked by. Come sit down beside me and hear my sad story. Shot in the breast and I know I must die.
You Americans and your guns.
Oh, how I long to muse on the days of my boyhood, for 83 years have littered since then. But it brings sweet reflection, as every young joy should, for merry-hearted boys make the best of old man. You Irish folks like those minor chords, don't you?
Ah, yeah, we like the minors.
Well, fetch me some water, a cool cup of water, to cool my parched lips, then the poor cowboy said. Before I returned, his spirit had left him. Gone to his maker, the cowboy was dead.
Ah, that's so sad.
And when Sergeant Death in his cold arms doth embrace me, and lulls me to sleep with a sweet go grab, by the side of my Kathleen, my young wife, oh place me, forget Flellam Brady, the bard of Armagh. So sad. Beat the drum slowly and play the five lowly, sing the death march as you carry me along. Well, take me to the valley, there lay the sod o'er me. I am a young cowboy and I know I've done wrong.
Yeah, it's the Bard of Armagh.
Yes, that is an interesting, that's the Bard of Armagh or the Streets of Laredo, which kind of, there are a lot of sort of crossover songs that Irish tunes that came over with the Irish to across the ocean and were converted often in Appalachia, but also in other parts of North America as well, into traditional songs, local traditional songs. So that was one of them, the Bard of Armagh and the Streets of Laredo. And thanks for Willie and Robbie for doing that. I saw Stan and Kathy got Irish Eyes Are Smiling, the earlier song. They guessed the name on that one. We started doing semi-name that tune. This is one of my favorite Irish ballads. I think you'll be able to figure the name of it. It's pretty straightforward. I wish I was in Carrickfergus, only for nights in Ballygran. I would swim over the deepest ocean, only for nights in Ballygran. The sea is wide and I cannot swim over, and neither have I the wings to fly. I wish I had a handsome boatsman to ferry me over, my love and I. Now in Kilkenny, it is reported on marble stones there, as black as ink, with gold and silver, I would support her, but I'll sing no more now till I get a drink. 'Cause I'm drunk today and I'm seldom sober, a handsome rover from town to town. But I'm sick now, my days are numbered. Come all ye young men and lay me down. Yes, I don't know if anyone tried guessing that or not. That's Carrickfergus is the name of that tune. It's a classic Irish sort of ballad, a lot of those Irish ballads end up with somebody, usually the protagonist dying, which is always a little sad. But I see some other folks checking in there. A good friend from Eastern Ontario swinging through here as well. Paddy McGilvery down to Windsor. I think his daughter's going to school down there, I think, isn't she, Paddy? Hope you had a safe trip. And thanks for tuning in tonight, and everyone else for tuning in. I know Paddy's always a good sharer of the show. He shares it to his timeline, so that often picks up other folks who follow Paddy McGilvery on Facebook and watch the show. So if you share it to your timeline, if you're on Facebook, that's always helpful for getting the show out to other folks and introducing folks to Tuesday Live. Although maybe some people are embarrassed to share it, I don't know. But anyways, let's. I think Robbie O'Spoon's got another tune for us, so let's kick it back over to Robbie O'Spoon, see what he's got for us.
Well, here's a tongue twister for you all about the Mountain Dew.
Hi da dilly di dum dilly do di dum dilly do di dilly di day. Hi da dilly di dum dilly do di dum dilly do di dilly di day. Let the grasses grow and the water flow in the free and easy way. But give me enough of the finer stuff that's made near Galway Bay. Policemen all from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too. We'll give them a slip and we'll take a sip of the real old Mountain Dew. Hi da dilly di dum dilly do di dum dilly do di dilly di day. Hi da dilly di dum dilly do di dum dilly do di dilly di day. At the foot of the hill there's a neat little still where the smoke curls up to the sky. By the smoke and the smell you can plainly tell that there's witching brewing nearby. It fills the air with odor rare that betwixt both me and you. When home you stroll you can take a bowl or a bucket of the Mountain Dew. Hi da diddly di dum diddly do di dum diddly do di diddly di day. Hi da diddly di dum diddly do di dum diddly do di diddly di day. Now learned man who used the pen have wrote your praises high. The sweet poteen from Ireland green, the zilt from wheat and rye. Throw away your pills, it'll cure your ills, a pagan, Christian or Jew. Take off your coat and grease your throat with the real old Mountain Dew. Hi da diddly di do di dum diddly do di diddly di day. Hi da diddly di dum diddly do di dum diddly do di diddly di day. Hi da diddly di dum diddly do di dum diddly do di diddly di day. Hi da diddly di dum diddly do di dum diddly do di diddly di day. Hi da diddly di dum diddly do di dum diddly do di diddly di day. Hi da diddly di dum diddly do di dum diddly do di diddly di day. Very nice, Robbie. That's another Irish classic. But here's a song I think Paddy and probably Stan McRae too, and anyone else who went to Long Sault Public School. I remember doing this song like probably about grade 4 or 5. I don't know if we had a music curriculum or we just had, I believe our music teacher was Mrs. Sullivan. And I think I'm right with that. Good Irish name, and maybe that's why we sang this song, but it's a classic, so sing along if you know it. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set me eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled a wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and sure 'twas no wonder, for so were her father and mother before. They all wheeled their barrows through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She died of a fever, and no one could save her, and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels her barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. You ready? alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. That was fun. We did have great music. I hope they still do music. I know music is something they've struggled with a bit, keeping in the curriculum through the schools. But boy, we had a lot of fun with it. Paddy remembering singing that in music class, and also Stan classroom singing and square dancing too. We did square dancing in public school in Long Sault, and that was fun. And Stan still has it on his resume. You can't, once you learn square dancing, you can never forget it, can you? But anyways, we've got Robbie, not Robbie. We've got Rob Dylan lined up next. I know if you've been following the show for I'm not sure how long he's been doing it for. Quite a while now. We're gonna have to compile those. Maybe we'll do a show with. We might have to do several shows actually with all of Rob Dylan's "Hard Rain's a Gonna Fall" project, where he's been taking each line of the song and writing a song inspired by that line. And this is a new one tonight, and I don't think it has a title, so if you're interested, give it a listen. And if it inspires you to suggest a title, throw it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. We're always looking for an opportunity for names for the song, and you can name this song. So take it away, Rob Dylan. Black is the color, where none is the number of the time she will see me, our love torn asunder. She walks on alone, her black hair flowing free. I'm the one left behind, I guess love's not for me. Oh, her eyes were once bright like the sun on the dew, but now they're stone cold, I know not what to do. She said goodbye in a whisper, cruel and low, and I'm left alone, my tears start to flow. Black is the color, where none is the number of the time she will see me, her love torn asunder. She walks on alone, her black hair flowing free. I'm the one left behind, I guess love's not for me. In the emerald hills where our love once did grow, now the shadows remain, her heart's turned to stone. I'll wander these hills alone with my pain. Love had, now is lost, and will ne'er be the same. Black is the color, where none is the number of the time she will see me, her love torn asunder. She walks on alone, her black hair flowing free. I'm the one left behind, I guess love's not for me. I've known girls in Galway, Kilkenny and Cork, but in loving I'm done now, stick me with a fork. For in courting your heart lies open and exposed, to be torn by the thorns of a love that turns cold. Where black is the color, where none is the number of the time she will see me, her love torn asunder. She walks on alone, her black hair flowing free. I'm the one left behind, I guess love's not for me. So if you hear my song, you soon will know. In love there lies danger, you reap what you sow. Trust when it's broken can never be regained. It leaves in its wake just a dull, angry pain. Where black is the color, where none is the number of the time she will see me, our love torn asunder. She walks on alone, her black hair flowing free. I'm the one left behind, I guess love's not for me. I guess love's not for me. Wow, Rob, very nice, very nice. Very sad, too. I have a suggestion for this title for that song, I know, where one is, black is the color, and none is the number. Great line. We have some pictures from our good friend Stan McRae here. So let's kick it over to Stan and see what he's been capturing with his lens out in the woods and wilds of Eastern Ontario. Take it away, Stan. Beautiful, Stan. Stan's pictures are always inspiring from many standpoints. Whoops, what happened there? I froze a little bit there for a second. That was weird. But thanks so much, Stan, for sharing those every week. Stan's been doing that pretty much as long as the show's been going. As long as I figured out how to do that, how to share pictures. Stan's been sharing pictures every week, and certainly appreciate those. Because not many of us can get out, a lot of us can get out into the wild, but boy, we can't, we don't always spot the things that Stan and Susie, I can always have to remember to give credit to Susie, because I think she does a lot of the spotting for Stan and finds a lot of the photos he gets, as well as, I know Stan also has a little, the Parkway Paparazzi out there in Eastern Ontario, a group of photographers who ramble around through the Parkway and along Sioux Parkway and other natural areas along the St. Lawrence River there, and photograph all the wildlife that's there. And we saw some of that when we were kids growing up, but Stan certainly finds a lot more of it. How are we doing for time? Boy, we're moving along tonight. Here's a song, I'm not sure if you remember this one. It's another great Irish ballad. I always have trouble hitting the first note. It's a little bit of an... Oh, there's four who share this room. and we work hard for the crack. Sleeping late on Sundays, we never get to Mass. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way. It grows further by the day. It's a long way from Clare to here. When Friday comes around, Terry's only into fighting. My ma would like a letter home, but I'm too tired for the writing. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way. It grows further by the day. It's a long way from Clare to here. It almost breaks my heart when I think of Josephine. I told her I'd be coming home with my pockets full of green. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way. It grows further by the day. It's a long way from Clare to here. The only time I feel alright is when I'm into drinking. It sorta eases the pain of it and levels out my thinking. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way. It grows further by the day. It's a long way from Clare to here. Sometimes I hear a fiddle play, or maybe it's a notion. I dream I see white horses dance upon that other ocean. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way. It grows further by the day. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. Long way from Clare to here. Lovely little song. But let's send it out. I think Robbie may have one more tune for us. Let's see if he does. Take it away, Robbie.
Well, I think I got one more song in me before I go rest me head a bit, but I don't know, all songs seem to be doing about drinking too, which not a good thing to do when you got a hangover, but what the heck. We're just having a good old time here, aren't we? So this song's called The Jug of Punch.
One pleasant evening in the month of June, I was sitting with me glass and spoon. A small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was The Jug of Punch. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. A small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. What more diversion can a man desire than to sit him down by a snug turf fire? Upon his platter a ploughman's lunch, and on the table a jug of punch. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. Upon his platter a ploughman's lunch, and on the table a jug of punch. Let the doctors come with all their art, they'll make no impression upon my heart. Even a fat man forgets his paunch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. Even a fat man forgets his paunch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. And if I get drunk, well, the money's me own, and if they don't like me, they can leave me alone. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, and I'll be welcome where'er I go. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, and I'll be welcome where'er I go. And when I'm dead and in my grave, no costly tombstone will I have. Just lay me down in my native peat, with a jug of punch at my head and feet. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. Just lay me down in my native peat, with a jug of punch at my head and feet. Very nice, Robbie. That was a lovely song, Jug of Punch. But there you go again. The final verse, somebody's dying. That's Irish music for you, I guess. But, you know, that's a tough existence the Irish people have left. I've been reading a bit of Irish history recently. And, boy, you know, for a lot of times they had, you know, net migration out of the country. More people were leaving Ireland than were coming to Ireland, which is one reason why there's so many Irish people of Irish descent all around the world, myself included. I have some Irish blood, and I know there's lots of folks out there do as well. And also, there's so many Irish pubs everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's an Irish pub, as that one song that we did last week goes. And they've certainly contributed to the world as well. But a lovely country too, and a lovely place to visit, I believe, as well. I did notice earlier on there the Rob Dylan song. Dwight again threw in a title for that song, "Love's Darkness." That's a nice title, Dwight. I'll send that over to Rob. I'm sure he'll enjoy that. But anyways, we're getting up to the top of the hour here, so I better move things along here. We still have Neil to play and get us out of here. So I'm going to send it over to Neil, and I think he may even have an Irish tune for us. So let's see what Neil's got for us. Take it away, Neil. Listen, I'll sing you a sweet little song of a flower that's now drooped and dead, yet dearer to me than all of its mates, though each holds aloft its proud head. 'Twas given to me by a girl that I know. Since we met, faith, I've known no repose. She's dearer by far than the world's brightest star, and I call her my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare to my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, dearest flower that grows. Someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. They may sing of their roses, which by other names smell just as sweetly, they say. But I know that my rose would never consent to have that sweet name taken away. Her glances are shy whene'er I pass by the bower where my true love grows. And my one wish has been that someday I may win the heart of my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. And someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. Very nice, Neil. And Kathy got that one. It was My Wild Irish Rose. That's, of course. And I see Paddy's got a little bit of information there. Paddy says St. Paddy died in 461 on March 17th. And the Irish have been drinking to his death for over 1,960 years. Is that right? I think that's probably more like 16, I don't know. It's a lot of, they've been drinking for a long time to his, and people the world over actually have been drinking to St. Paddy, the man who drove the snakes through the vampires. No, he drove the snakes out of Ireland, I think. That's part of that legend, I believe. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We're coming up to the top of the hour, top of the evening, and on our little St. Paddy's Day Hangover Hangout. Thanks for dropping in tonight. We appreciate everybody who watches the show, whether you're just checking in for the first time or for the 200th and something time. We certainly appreciate everybody who takes the time. I know it's on the internet. It's hard to watch something on the internet. Not many people watch anything on the internet for more than 30 seconds. To sit down and watch an entire 1 hour program. Certainly appreciate you giving of your time and participating in the show. And the folks, especially the patrons of the show who support the show financially. We appreciate that. Folks who throw a little bit in our pot of gold every month to keep the lights on here at the Tuesday Live Studios. And the folks who support the show, you can give a one-time contribution through our virtual tip jar at tuesdaylive.ca as well. We love that as well. We appreciate your support any way you're able to provide it, even if it's just being here, sharing the show, enjoying it, participating. But so I'm gonna shut it up with one more little sort of parting song, an Irish parting song, the Parting Glass it's called, and then we're gonna go have a glass. Anyone who cares to join me at the Tuesday Live after party. I know Jim and Lynn are often there, and David Hill from down in Eastern Ontario pops in frequently, and my mom's there quite often as well. So pop in if you have a chance. Trying something new tonight. I'm doing a little different thing with the after party. It's gonna same link through the email, but I've got on my end. I've got a new way I can actually try something. So if there are any issues, the people joining the after party, I'll be there eventually if it gets something gets technically disrupted. But thanks again for watching tonight, and hope to see you next week. We'll do another show next week on something. We'll figure it out. If you ever have requests for songs, let me know. Of all the money that e'er I had, I've spent it in good company, and all the harm that I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health whatever befalls. And gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Of all the comrades that I'd ever had, they're sorry for my going away. And all my sweethearts that I've ever had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it fell unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health whatever befalls. And gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Since it fell unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health whatever befalls. And gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Good night and joy be to you all. Sláinte. See you next week.